So, mein nächster Gast war schon super erfolgreich in der Band Busted. Dann hat er die Metalband Fightstar gehabt. Jetzt ist er solo unterwegs. Charlie Simpson. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Well, how was your gig last night at the Magnet?
It was great, man. It was my first solo show in Berlin. I did one other show a couple of weeks back at the Reeperbahn Festival in Hamburg, which was great. But it was the first full band show, and we had a lot of fun.
How was the reception?
Very good, very good. And I came out at the end of the show and met all the fans and spent some time with them. So it was good. And then we're playing at the Tempodrom tonight. So it'll be good.
Also Charlie hat letzte Nacht im Magnetclub gespielt. Das war die erste Show so mit seinem Soloprogramm. Hat in Hamburg bei dem Reeperbahn Festival auch schon gespielt. Und heute Abend spielt er mit Amy Macdonald noch im Tempodrom. What do you like about Amy Macdonald?
She's a lovely girl, man, and I think that she's a good songwriter. So it's a good opportunity to come out to Germany and play in front of a new audience. Obviously, my album Young Pilgrim has just come out, so I thought I thought it'd be a nice way to just play the songs to a new audience and hopefully get the music out there, man.
Also Charlie freut sich sehr darauf, dass er mit Amy Macdonald heute Abend spielen kann und auch ein neues Publikum damit erreichen kann. Seine zweite Single-Veröffentlichung von dem aktuellen Album Young Pilgrim heißt Parachute und wir schauen mal ganz kurz rein. We have a look at your video.
Yes.
I'm so sorry for the pain, sorry for the ache, sorry for the moods I'm swinging. But I don't need your hand, I don't need your heart, I don't need a parachute.
Ja, das sah ja irgendwie ganz lustig aus. So, it's quite funny, the style of the video. Did you came out with the idea?
I didn't actually. Two guys that did my first video for Down, 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 they came up with the idea of having parallel worlds, in conjunction with each other. So it was an odd concept for them to explain to me on paper. When they sat down with me and said, "This is the idea," it was hard to get my head around it. But then when we were actually there on the day and I kind of realised what was going on, I thought it was a genius concept because it was a hard thing to do. We had to do the whole video in one run. We did it at an airfield on a runway, and the whole video had to be done in one take for it to work. So it was a high stress situation, but we got there in the end.
Can you tell me something about the story of Parachute?
Yeah, I mean, Parachute, it's really about a journey of self-discovery. It's looking back throughout your life and appreciating the journeys that you've been on and the personal kind of endeavors that you take.
So what was it like? For my introduction, I told the audience that you've been in Busted and Fightstar and now as a solo artist. Yeah. Does it feel much different?
I think being a solo artist is definitely, it's a different feeling because obviously you have creative control over everything, which is nice. I think being in the studio was a very different experience to recording with a band. Because I recorded most of the instruments on the album myself, so it was nice to have that creative freedom and just to take it wherever I wanted to take it. But when I play live, I do have a 5-piece band behind me, so the on-stage dynamic feels similar. But doing stuff like this is weird because it's just me and you talking rather than there being a whole band.
So, but why did you play all the instruments by yourself? Are you a kind of control freak, or?
Yeah. No, not really. I just liked the idea of having the chance to do it. Do you know what I mean? I think I'm in the middle of writing my second solo album at the moment, and I'll have my band play on that record. But one of the things was I didn't have a band at that point. So instead of getting musicians in that I didn't know, I just would prefer to have done it myself. But now I have a fully working band. I'm definitely going to get them in to play on the second one.
Am I right that you started writing the songs for Young Pilgrim, I don't know, 3 years ago or so?
Yeah, I guess 2010. No, 10, yeah. I mean, I actually came out to Europe with Fightstar, and we had a few shows in Germany, and that was the last thing we did before we kind of went on hiatus. And it was at that point I started writing, and it took me about 8 months to get the record together. And then I recorded it in September of 2010. and released it in August of 2011.
An album usually reflects the life situation of an artist. Is it the same with you here, or so?
Yeah.
Or maybe the other question could be, if you listen to the songs, do the people get to know you a little better?
Yeah, it's definitely a more introspective album. I think the lyrics. Also, I got the chance to tell stories a bit more on this record. I think with the Fight Star lyrics, it was a bit more of a social commentary on things that I was observing in the world that were going on around me, where this is more focused into my own personal lifestyle and my situations. So it's definitely a more personal record.
So what does the studio situation look like? What do you need to have for the studio sessions?
It's pretty simple setup. I have a studio in my house where I can build the drum tracks and stuff in the computer, because there's programs like Logic and that are great for recording demos. And then once I've got a rough template of the song, I'll take it into a proper studio and then we record everything live. Because when recording drums, it's quite important to have a decent room and all the right necessary equipment. So I think when I'm doing demos, it's just about getting the ideas down. It's not about making something sounding really good. It's just about getting in the mindset of getting the inspiration out.
And you just told me you're going to Siberia?
Yes.
What is this about?
Well, you like Jägermeister, the drink?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Come on, man, all the time.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, I'm sponsored by Jägermeister. I've done a lot of work with them in the past. And they came to me and they said that they would like to try a challenge to do the coldest gig on Earth. So I thought that sounded like a cool idea. So we're going to a place in Siberia called Omniakon, which is the coldest permanently inhabited place on the planet, to do a show. And it's been recorded that the lowest recorded temperature is -72 degrees. I think the time we're going out, because I leave next Tuesday to go and do it, I think it'll be hovering around the -40, -50 mark. And if we can play for a 15-minute set, then I'll hold the record for having the coldest gig on Earth. So It's going to be fun.
Sounds cool. And it's probably better to have you here now than afterwards with all those frozen, frozen nose things or something.
I might not actually have fingers when I get back. I mean, I just tried playing guitar with my tour manager's gloves, and it actually works. I didn't think it would, so we'll see.
Okay. So thank you for coming over here to YAGALOO. You're gonna play some songs for us later on. Das gibt's natürlich wie immer, die Songs bei uns auf der Homepage unter www.yagaloo.com. Charlie Simpson in the house.